Alright, well we got the second bin full on the combine. Getting ready to dump it. I'm going to check the moisture on it real quick. We're showing 15.2 on that. It's a little wetter than the first batch I got. But I think we'll try some more. Well, we started picking corn yesterday. My handheld moisture sensor was showing me anything from 14%. There was one combine hopper that was showing 16.5, but normally everything was around 14.8 to 15 even. And I hauled one load of corn in this morning. That's all I picked yesterday. And it was showing 17.1 down at ADM St. Louis. So we're gonna hold off about 3 or 4 days and give it another shot, let it get a chance to dry down a little more, because as far as I know, at 17.1%, that's a 25 cent per bushel dock, and that's quite a bit. We don't want that, so we're just gonna let it sit in the field for a few more days and give it another shot. See all this corn on the ground here. It's actually from header loss. That's why I couldn't believe it was as wet as it was, because these ears, they were just hitting the head and just shattering, and there's nothing I can really do about that. So we're losing quite a bit of corn, it looks like, due to header loss. I know it's not coming out the back of the machine. We made a round or so and we adjusted that, and we got that perfect, but now it's just a lot of header loss. So, but we're gonna let this sit here maybe for 3 or 4 more days and give it another shot. Well, we started picking corn on Tuesday, and it was way too wet. It was 17.1% moisture. It needs to be 15 or lower so you don't get docked on it. Today's Sunday. I'm just gonna mess around with a few things. One thing is we picked up a Batwing Woods mower Friday. Got a pretty good deal on it from the local John Deere dealer. We've been looking for one for the last couple months. We had a 12 or 13 foot, I don't remember exactly. I think it was 13 foot. The problem with it was it didn't fold up, so it took up a lot of space. And then in 2018, when I used it last, it broke a gearbox, and we decided just to get rid of it and not fix it and find something different. We also had a 5 foot pull behind that was pretty much useless. So we ended up getting this 15 foot Woods Batwing. It's used, it's a 2007 model, but we got a pretty good deal on it, I think. So I'm probably gonna hook that up here to the 766 behind me, take it up to the shop and kind of just go over it a little bit, make sure everything's good, check all the gearboxes and all that, and probably shoot grease into everything and go from there. And wouldn't you know it, the battery's dead on the 766 here. So I'm gonna grab the charger and throw it on there for a few minutes, let it charge up. It's normally always started real good. So I don't know if the batteries are just getting weak or what. But we'll get it charged up and going here in a minute. Well, I guess while the battery's charging up on that tractor in there, I'll show you this mower we picked up. It's not new by no means. It's a 2007. It's definitely had its use on it, but it's really not in all that bad a shape. It's missing this chain guard here, and it's missing that chain guard there. The underneath of it is not beat up at all on either side. The tires, yeah, they're questionable, but they're airplane tires, so they're pretty thick. Actually, one of them I took off already. It's pretty bad, so I'm gonna try to find a used tire to put on that, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully this works out pretty good for us. I don't see why it wouldn't. I probably have to sharpen the blades a little bit. They are a little dull. That's no big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna take it up to the other shop, blow it off, because they were actually using it, and when I went and bought it, they just unhooked it from the tractor they had it on, and I just pulled it home. A couple of these hydraulic hoses are leaking a little. Try to fix that. But the main thing is figuring out which hose does what on this. So we'll get it hooked up here in a few minutes. All right, well, I got it hooked up and unfolded. I'm gonna blow it off here in a minute. And then I'm gonna go through and hit all the grease fittings on it. And I'm gonna check every single gearbox. Looks like that front one has a small leak. It's wet around it. No big deal. I do know none of the seals underneath leak. That's a huge plus. So I'm just kind of tinkering around with it. I can't do much with it today because I need a tire, and I gotta wait until Monday, so tomorrow, before I can get that tire fixed. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Obviously, this axle here has been fixed, and this axle here has been fixed. That's no big deal. Things like that happen. You get them caught on stuff. For the most part, this is in pretty good shape, especially for the price we gave for it. It wasn't a bad deal. The only issue is here. Well, the only issue is here. We have one hydraulic remote, and for everything we own, that's fine, because that's everything we have only has one cylinder on it. But on this, there's 3 different cylinders, one for each wing and one for the up and down. So the previous owner put a T in that one fitting, and then on this line they put a T back here, right there. So that works, but the only issue is to let the wings up or down. I gotta unhook the main up and down hydraulic line, plug these 2 in, and then fold the wings up or fold the wings down. The only downfall about having one remote. We've looked into adding another remote to this. It's kind of pricey, in all honesty. But eventually, we've been looking for a different tractor to be our main tractor on the farm to begin with. Preferably something with a cab and a little more horsepower. So we're not that concerned about having to unhook and rehook the hydraulic lines at this time. So, but I'm gonna get started on this. And well, I got done fiddling around with that mower. Got it greased up, checked all the gearboxes. Hopefully tomorrow I can get a tire for it. Hoping tomorrow to start picking corn again. That I would like to do that. I think it's dry enough now. We primarily use a mower like that for mowing corn stalks, and once in a while maybe a road ditch. The reason we mow our corn stalks is, for one, they're real tough on tires, and for 2, it helps break down all the corn residue and the finer pieces. That way when we run a chisel plow or a disc ripper over it this fall after harvest, it don't ball up, and it flows real nicely through it. So that's the primary use that we need a mower like that. But hopefully tomorrow I can get a tire and I can go out and mow the inrows that I've already picked. That way it's easier on the truck tires. And then I'm really hoping to get back in the combine tomorrow and pick some more corn. I think it should be dry by now. I haven't checked it, but it's been 6 days and it only needed to drop 2 points. So I would imagine it's down. But I think that's going to do it for this video. So if you liked what you see, go ahead and subscribe. And thanks for watching.
From the west side